I'm Jessica Kerr, head of DevRel here at Honeycomb, and I'm here to talk to you about how at Honeycomb we've evolved our SLO practice a bit over time. This comes from the perspective of Fred Hebert, our staff SRE. When I'm talking to customers and prospects about Honeycomb and production excellence, I tell them about SLOs. I tell them SLOs help people make good business decisions. They form a common language between development and product and the rest of the business. They let us define good enough. Then we can use that to make business decisions like, should we work on more features or focus on performance and resilience for a while? Yeah, that's the theory. So we'll start off with an SLO that is just enough to make customers happy. But we don't really know exactly what that is. So how about what the system's doing right now? We'll run some queries, and that'll let us set a percentage and a number of milliseconds and a success condition. And then we have an SLO. We set up our error budget alerting so that we know if it suddenly burns down and customers are about to call us complaining. And then what happens when this error budget does burn? Do we say, oh my gosh, time to stop feature work and start working on resilience? No, that's not really how it happens. We look at what's causing the burn. Like it might be an incident, a downtime that took it out all at once.
This was a very specific incident. It blew the budget. We want to keep alerting, but we are going to learn the most about this, not from the budget burning, but from doing an in-depth investigation of that incident and looking at what were the factors in play. Like that's like opening up a new universe. This is an opportunity, and it's going to teach us more than the budget we have.
After resolving the incident, we're going to hit reset on that SLO. That wipes out the previous error counting, sets our error budget back to 100%, and makes our burn alerts work again. Other times it wasn't an incident, but our error budget was burning because of some false alarm like, oh my gosh, one customer who's getting a lot of trigger alerts has Slack messages that are failing to send because their Slack key is now invalid. Now, we might go tell that customer about their invalid key because we're nice like that. But also we're going to remove that error message from our SLO. So our SLOs gradually get more and more specific about what is failure. Then there's other times when the burn rate has increased gradually over a long period.
Is it slow because of something we did? Because of something they configured? Because of the volume of data? Because of concurrency that's happening on something else?
If the problem is a change in usage, bigger customers with bigger data sets, this isn't our app got slower for the same queries, it's people are using it more.
Your users love your product so much that they use it more and more aggressively.
Now, performance improvements of this scale are out of the scope of on-call. That's going to go back to our database team and take days or weeks, or else it's going to be a really expensive scaling up. That's out of scope. So a holiday's coming up. We know that alert's going to go off. We know it's just the general burn. We're going to hit reset on that SLO.
Or we just reset it before going on calls. Like it's going to burn out in 3 days. We haven't done anything to fix it. I'm just going to reset it so I'm not getting paged, and it goes into the SLO reset log, so there's a trend. But at some time when we do like the weekly handoffs and everything, and I look at the reset log and go like, oh, we've been resetting that one a lot more frequently than we used to. And none of them are, it's because of a smaller incident or no incident at all. And that's the drift. And I go like, hey, we're starting to, lose our ability to meet this. What do we do about that now?
All right, so when this drift happens, what are we going to do? It depends. Are customers complaining? Because if our SLO is burning, but our customers aren't complaining, then our SLO is maybe too ambitious. It's more than we need. We don't need to stress our people out or spend a bunch of development effort on a level of performance that doesn't matter to people. So it may be time to relax the SLO. Now, if that SLO is just a guess to begin with, then okay, we have a better guess now. But when that SLO is one that we set deliberately, it's time to notice that as a business, we have made an implicit decision that we don't need this much performance. It wasn't an explicit decision. We saved those for the features and improvements that we did work on. Implicitly, we've decided this one isn't so important, and now we're going to make that explicit by updating the SLO and shouting it from the rooftops that we did so.
then it starts being a conversation, which translates into the advice we give everyone about SLOs is I don't really care about the error budget and whether it's met or not. As an objective, my objective is that every time we fail to meet it for these reasons, we have a discussion where we decide what we want to do next about it.
One way to publicize the new reality, in our monthly product roadmap reports, we can say, hey, we shipped this Python distro. We shipped board filters. And we adjusted this SLO downward to reflect the current realities of performance. This information needs to flow upward. One job of SRE is to take information from the sharp end and transfer it to the people at the blunt end, the people making the decisions that then flow downward to the sharp end where we're doing the work in the software.
Artfully negotiating how you give that feedback to the organization. Because you don't get far if everything you do is like, this fucking sucks, give me more budget, give me more people all the time. Right? The proper negotiation of here's the context and the information behind the behavior we're seeing works a lot better than I'm here to deliver the nines and give me the means to deliver the nines. I'd rather have a discussion going like, this is why we're not meeting the nines right now. Is this okay? What do we do about that? How do we adjust to this and come to an agreement? I'm not the reliability police. I'm just there to have the long-term view of it.
After this negotiation, the product people can choose to work on scaling. Performance or resilience or operability doesn't sound nearly as good as scaling. Scaling is an improvement product can get behind. And our SLOs have helped us recognize when it's time to get behind some scaling work. Our job as SREs and as developers is not to do miracles. It's not to work ourselves to death making nines. Our job is to do our best for the software system and the social system we're part of, because our decisions are business decisions. Thank you for listening. For more information, visit this page, or you can check out honeycomb.io/blog. We'll be happy to hear from you.